Welcome to Aaron's 31 Days of Horror. My name is Aaron, and I'm taking you 31 days of horror. So this is in honor of the Halloween season. And today, I will be reviewing The Black Phone. So I didn't see this movie when it originally came out. I saw it this year. In fact, I'm only reviewing films that I have seen in 2025, specifically horror films. What scares us is personal to us. So I can only tell you what I think, what I feel from what I deem scary. That's what I love about horror. What scares you may not scare me, but I can still appreciate it and think about maybe what this would scare someone else. So let's go on this ride of The Black Phone. How to watch this film. So I always like to tell people how I think they should watch it. I can watch horror alone, but not everyone can watch horror alone. And sometimes watching it with people makes it scarier, and maybe there's a specific person in your life that I think that you should be watching it with, or what you should have around you to get ready. Maybe a blanket, something to hide yourself. I don't know. I think how to watch The Black Phone, I think you can watch this alone if you watch horror alone. More of a thriller horror, but if you are uncomfortable with abductions or claustrophobic, maybe being kidnapped, maybe you do have something you can hide from. So I think you can have some popcorn, some treats. I think you'll be safe. I think you'll be fine. 1 minute summary. I only have 1 minute to tell you a summary of this film. I don't like to typically watch trailers. In fact, I try to encourage people not to watch trailers as much as possible. I'm going to give you a spoiler-free 1 minute summary of the film, so that way you can decide if this is something that you should see or you should watch. We're going in 3, 2, 1. So The Black Phone is about it's in the 70s, set in the 70s, and it's about this masked man who is going around and kidnapping a bunch of young boys, young men, and they go missing. And we are focused on one particular family, and his name is Finney, is the boy, Finney Shaw. I can't remember what his sister's name is. Oh no. This is what happens. I don't have all the details, so I don't try to practice. I'm just telling you the summary, and I'm wasting the time. Okay, so so Finney gets eventually abducted by this masked man and is put into a basement. And then once he's there, there's a black phone that's there, and it starts to ring, and he starts to hear voices from those beyond, from the beyond, helping him trying to see what happens next. And I don't want to give away too much, but that is the generality. So this does have abduction, and it's mostly focused around children being abducted by a scary masked man. There we go. Stop. Can't talk. That's it. That's all I get. Can't talk about it. Aaron's 1 minute review. This is my time to tell you what I think about the film. I'm giving myself 1 minute to tell you what I think without writing anything down, just off the top of my head, what I thought about The Black Phone for you. 3, 2, 1. I liked The Black Phone. It was a good film. I don't really like to give things 5, 4, 3 stars. I don't like to rate things in that way, but I do like to let you know, if it was for me or not for me. And it was for me. I would say it was for me. I didn't find it scary. I found it kind of thrilling and suspenseful, and I was nervous, and I felt for all the kids, and he is a daunting character, and I was nervous for what he'd do, and so I think more nervous rather than scared in the film, and it felt very realistic, felt very real, which is good for horror, but it just didn't feel like it was horrific. But it does have a ghost element to it, like those from Beyond the Dead, and there is a bit of gore. It is rated R because of those things, and I think just the subject matter at hand as well is very heavy. I think overall I liked it. It was good. It was for me. Just don't know if it was a horror for me. 1 minute. Maybe I'm getting good at this. Look at me. We'll do that in a minute. Concise. I was concise. I'm proud of me. Aaron's categories. So many different kinds of films are put into horror, the genre, when it's just so big, so broad. And even when you say psychological horror, there's even different kinds of psychological horror, as well as slashers. There's different kinds of slashers, and sometimes it's campier or darker. You just never know what you're gonna get with horror, because it could also be a ghost one, right, or a haunted house. So I like to give fun categories rather than genres for you to kind of understand what you're getting yourself into, and if it's a thing that you would like to watch. My first thing I'd say, it's ghosts, right? It is dealing with the afterlife. The afterworld comes and visits him. So it's definitely got a ghost element to it. There's a slight mystery. I think they could put mystery in there as a word. And this deals with kids. So it's kids are at the heart of it as victims. So if that's something that you don't necessarily want to witness or see, it's a kid oriented film. Not for kids, but just has kids at the heart of it. thrilling. I know like thriller is a genre itself, but I would actually even categorize it thriller first before horror. So, but it's thrilling. I was thrilling and thrilled and at the edge of my seat. It's real. Like it feels like this could have like been a true story kind of feeling to it, which is kind of sad in a way that I think that this could have happened because it possibly did in the 70s. Obviously not the things that happened in the basement, but the abduction. So it just felt like it was real. So those would be the categories I go with. Stick the ending. Did this film stick its ending? Now remember, this is spoiler free. I'm not going to tell you what happens at the ending. But I think when you go into horror, sometimes I'm like, I hope this ends in a satisfying way, even if it doesn't have a closure, right? I just want to know, like, will I like this ending? Did it stick its ending? So 5 if it did stick its ending, 1 if it didn't stick its ending. I would give this 3.5, almost a 4. There's just something about it that left me wanting of the ending. I always like to see endings go big or go home, like let's just do this. Whatever its version of big is, right? And I felt like there could have been a bigger element to happen at the ending, but it was great still. It was a great ending. 3.5 of an ending if it's sticking its ending. Now comes the time for the big question. Would I stab again? Would I stab this film again? Would I go and see it again? Even when sometimes a film is not for me, I might go stab it again to give it another try. And sometimes when a film is for me, I don't really necessarily want to see it again. This one's hard for me. I don't think I would stab it again, but I liked it. I just don't think I'd go back and have to watch it. Or if someone wanted to watch it, I'm like, oh, I want to watch it with you. I would want to know what they thought, but I don't think I necessarily would want to see it again. I'm down to see The Black Phone 2. In fact, I will see it, and it'll be part of my 31 days. I have this feeling they're going to kind of go with they're gonna change the vibe about it. I'm hoping. Like this felt like real mystery thrilling, and it seems like it's gonna go like into this place of even more supernatural, even more kind of a slasher vibe. But I could be wrong. So to end this day of horror, I have a question for you, and I would love to hear from everybody in the comments about this. Is this horror? Is The Black Phone horror? Also, like, what makes something horror? I've been having a lot of discussions about this with my friends of like, what is horror? As well as like, what scares you? Because I think that kind of is gonna help you answer this question of what is horror. And to me, a horror, something horrific happens. I think that there has to be some element of death involved, not necessarily gore, but bloody or supernatural has to be kind of a part of it. Something that like really turns the pit of your stomach, right? That's what I think for me would be horror. Did this turn the pit of your stomach in a horrific way while there is definitely a death situation, a bloody situation, a ghostly situation? I think that's what would do for me. But what about you? What is horror? What makes a scary movie good? I don't know. I'm a person that jump scares don't do anything for me. Obviously, I get startled. Obviously, I go, there's not many jump scares I've had in my life, or like I go home and I talk about that jump scare, right? But there are films that I go away and go, oh, this is gonna haunt me for days. This is gonna really affect my soul. What makes something horror? What makes a scary movie good? I guess it's personal to each, but what do y'all think? Happy Halloween!